Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel. It's Maggie. If you guys have never been here before, that's because it's never existed before. I am starting off my YouTube channel, finally. I've wanted to do this for a very long time. What better way to start off my YouTube channel than to dissect the Grammys? Kind of like Moira Rose and what's my favorite season? Awards seasons. And honestly, I love the Grammys. Yes. Let's talk about the Grammys performances because it's been a long year with COVID and with nobody having live performances anymore. Like, we are deprived in our society, especially the way it's been built up. We idolize our performers. They are life to us. I mean, personally, they're my biggest idols, so it means a lot. And the performances really had a lot of weight this year. So I'm going to take some time and go over my top 10 performances, give my, honest reviews on them, and just kind of give my reactions as I was watching them because I spent a lot of my morning doing that. So let's get going on the Grammys. Alright, so I took it upon myself to make a list of my top 10 performers. I was going to do performances, but some of these, I didn't want them to take up too many spots, so I ended up just doing performers. It'll make sense. I did want to just know a couple of performances that didn't make my list that I did really enjoy were Billie Eilish. Voice is just incredible always, obviously. Bruno Mars and Anderson. They did a really good set. Like, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was so much fun to watch. It was so jazzy, Like, I was vibing with that. But the reason it didn't make my list, because honestly, I skipped through part of it when I was trying to watch it. So that's why I didn't make my list. It just didn't speak to my soul like that. That's why these people didn't make my list, because they just didn't speak to me. But I did want to mention because I thought their performances were wonderful. Same with Taylor Swift. Sorry to my friend Carmen. She's going to be mad that Taylor Swift didn't make my top 10, but I just thought it was okay. She's super, super talented, and I'm glad
that she won Album of the Year. Personally, I didn't like Folklore, but a lot of people did, so kudos to her for winning.
Same with Miranda Lambert. I thought she did great, but just another Miranda Lambert performance. So that's it for me, sis. Alrighty, y'all. So we are gonna get started on this ranking list. So we're gonna start off with number 10. And for number 10, I had a surprising one, and it was Cardi B. Honestly, I just didn't love Cardi B's performance. Definitely don't think Up and WAP were the most appropriate songs to the Grammys. I feel as if you have to literally censor every lyric in the song and change the entire song. What's the point of having it? Cardi has more music than that. I know she doesn't really have recent stuff, but I would have rathered her get up and play through your phone.
I know that doesn't display a healthier message. It's still about really toxic relationships, but
I just feel when you're talking about wet ass, how do you explain that? I love growing up watching the Grammys, so I just didn't really love it. I do like Cardi B, and I applaud her, and I love how far she's come, but I just feel in comparison to the rest of the performances,
just seemed a little classless.
Number 9. Number 9 is coming in at someone that I barely knew, but I had so much fun watching their performance. BTS. Do y'all even know who this is? I did when I heard the song. I think they performed, what was the song?
what was the song?
Oh, Dynamite. So good. I'm literally... Let me just pause this for a second so I can see, because I don't even remember. Okay, yeah. So I remembered how much I love this performance. Went back and watched it a 4th time. Yeah, this is amazing.
It just makes you feel could I do K-pop? It's Dynamite.
So yeah, this performance was a ton of fun to watch. It would have gone higher on my list if I had more connection to them, but I don't. I will preface again, this list is totally biased. This is my personal preferences, what I liked, and these are honestly just the performances that I enjoyed watching the most. So that's kind of how the ranking went. BTS with number 9. Y'all killed it. I like K-pop now. What? Coming in at number 8, we're gonna take it down a notch, and we're gonna get serious. We're gonna talk about some real issues in the world. Tell us, Post Malone, how Hollywood is bleeding. Number 8 comes in with this really amazing performance by Post Malone. Chilling are the words I would describe this performance as. He has these mostly dead people around him doing nothing, and Hollywood is bleeding. Basically how nobody in Hollywood has a soul, and everyone is gone, but everybody's still there. Like, it's just a really deep, dark song, and I just think Post Malone killed it. The only reason this isn't higher on my list is just because it was really depressing. But he killed it.
And I love his super grungy voice. Hollywood is bleeding, but I can't let it go.
Yes, amazing. Alrighty, y'all, coming in at number 7. I'm gonna give this one to my girl, Marin Morris. She did a performance with John Mayer, which like I'm gonna do some more research as I'm making this video, but like, are they together? This performance was really good. At first she started off a little shaky, and the performance she did was the song The Bones. I don't know if y'all know that song, but it's just good. It's a really good feel-good song.
The bones are good, the rest don't matter. That's the song.
She did it way better than I just did. She did the performance. I think she's like a really new artist. I think this was her first time performing at the Grammys. You could tell in the beginning she was super nervous. And the reason this made my list, and it's kind of higher on the list, is because she was really vulnerable at the beginning and kind of not sure of herself. But through the performance, you could literally see her become a little more confident. And then at the end, there's this part where there's like this guitar solo and she goes, bones are good, the rest. And she like, her and John Mayer, like this like moment, and she just like then totally came out and she just belted, and the rest of the song was so beautiful. So this made my list because I just feel like this was a really big moment for Marin Morris, and I'm just super, super excited for her. So I think she did fantastic. Go you, Marin Morris, with The Bones. Alrighty, y'all, number 6. So back and forth over these, and then my heart told me what to do. So we're gonna give number 6 to Harry Styles. Woo! I loved Harry Styles' performance, y'all. Like, he did Watermelon Sugar, and he just killed it. Like, he came out so much him in his snazzy outfit, green boa, so fabulous, just doing amazing. And it started off a little slow, you know, and you're like, okay, like, sure, this is a radio hit, and I've heard it a million times, but I don't mind listening to Harry Styles sing it. It's good. Boa comes off, and you're like, I know all my ladies are like, oh, when Harry Styles did that, I was also like, but then he has like this jazzy solo, and I've never vibed harder in my life. And this is where Bruno Mars didn't make my list, because I watched Bruno Mars first and I was like, ooh, I like those jazzy vibes. But then I listened to Harry Styles and I'm like, he crushed it. Like, it was such a great performance. So I had to give it to him. He did so good. I love the little jazzy solo. And then like, he just really, again, belted out at the end. And you could tell he had so much fun with this performance. So give it up to Harry Styles, coming in at number 6 on Mag's list.
Number 5, yo.
Okay, y'all. Number 5. We are giving it to Meg the Stallion. She was incredible. I wish she got higher on my list, but honestly, these other performances kind of blew me away, and we will get into those. So let's talk about Meg, the queen. I will say that she was my favorite win of all. Like, watching her reaction, I cried. Like, several times I've cried about Meg the Stallion in the Grammys. Like, we're so proud of you, queen. We are so proud of you, queen. You're doing amazing. This performance was so good. The outfit, she killed it. Where she was like, this is my first time at the Grammys, but not my first time performing for y'all. Like, she knows who she is, and I love her. Like, I get tears in my eyes when I talk about Meg the Stallion. I cannot wait to see her go up and up and up. I think this is just the start of her. I think she's great, and her performance, she killed it. Like, I didn't love the WAP performance, but my favorite part was when Meg the Stallion came out and started rapping, and then her and Cardi B's choreography, and like I said, that like twist thing, like, that was cool. Now, congratulations to Meg the Stallion on an amazing first Grammy performance, and then winning with your biggest idol. hot girl shit. For real, you are the number one hottie, and all your hotties love you, girl, including me. Okay, so we'll give it to Meg, the hot girl. Alrighty, y'all. For number 4, we are going to give it to quite possibly the most important performance that we saw at the Grammys this year, and that is to Lil Baby with his performance of The Bigger Picture. The song is really influential, and it came out during the rise of the Black Lives Matter protests this year, and honestly, his performance, like, there's no way you could have interpreted it. Like, it was so straightforward. It was so just shedding light on the police brutality issue that's going on in our country, and the like institutionalized racism that exists within the police system. And this performance just really was powerful. I literally, my jaw dropped when I was watching it, and the whole time it was crazy, and it made you think. And you know, like he said in his song, like, you know, we can only start from right here, so we can take what we're doing, we can take this momentum, and we can keep going forward. So I really appreciated Lil Baby performance in general. It was done really well. Like, it was so entertaining, but also like, listen, this is a problem. So congrats to Lil Baby on his really moving performance. I know people will be talking about that for years to come, so that was awesome. Y'all, we're down to the top 3. Alrighty, so coming in at number 3, I'm going to give it to DaBaby. DaBaby's a heartthrob for me, y'all. Like, I love him. I think he's so cute. But I really did think his performance was amazing. He did a couple performances. I really like Rockstar that he did with Roddy Ricch, whatever. A lot of people got into the jazzy vibes this year, like even he did in the Rockstar song. And that was a lot of fun. And I just think that, like, his vocals have gotten really strong, and his choreography is really good. Like, it's very simple, very clean. I thought it was very practiced, and you can tell that, like, at first DaBaby came out, and I remember seeing like his first performance, I think it was on SNL, and that was when it like almost turned me off to DaBaby, and I was like, I don't really think he's gonna be that much. So when I saw he was performing at the Grammys, I was honestly like just watching it out of obligation, but then I watched the performance and I was just like, let's go, DaBaby. So he took my number 3 spot. The only reason he took this spot over Lil Baby's, I do think Lil Baby's performance was like immaculate and it was really powerful. But like my all-time favorite performance we'll get into when we get to number 1. So that is my take on DaBaby's performance at the Grammy. I see a bright future for you. Number 2, y'all. This one, we're gonna give it to one of my newest favorite artists, Doja. Doja Cat, obviously. She is just my feel-good, my anthem. Like, when I want to really ramp myself up, it's like Doja, Meg the Stallion, Nicki, and sometimes Cardi again. I
have like a love-hate relationship with Cardi lately.
Doja killed it. I think that like she gave you Super Bowl vibes with her performance, truly. Like, her performance was immaculate, y'all. She put her all into this. She did like the futuristic thing. If you haven't seen it, you should look it up.
Depending on how this YouTube video goes, I really want to be linking the performances in these clips, but I don't really know how to use YouTube, so we'll see how that goes.
I really do think that like Doja put her all into this. Like I was stunned. I was so pumped. She did Say So, and it was so much fun. Her singing
isn't the best,
but I think that she knows that, and she really focuses on like the art and the craft of it more than just like her voice, which is just like, there's a want for both. Her self-awareness is really strong right now, which I really admire. But I really loved her performance. I had so much fun watching it. I watched it like 6 times, and I'm just like, we just have to give it up to Doja. She did amazing with the Grammys, and she really put it all out there. If I had to go to see a performance when COVID lets up, I definitely think Doja. So props to you, Doja. Let's go. All right, y'all, we are at number 1, and I know that you've heard all of these, and you're like, who could top those performances? Who? You know who? Someone who surprised me. My girl, Dua Lipa. Oh, coming in, I think she like had like 8 nominees or nominations, and she won like 3 Grammys last night, and she killed it. I think her look was my favorite, performing and just on the carpet. She looked freaking amazing. She literally was an angel on earth. So we have to give it up to Dua Lipa. I can't even say which one of hers I like the most. I think her whole set was literally immaculate. I had a lot of fun with Levitating, and I've been going back to that one several times, and that's why DaBaby is so high up on my list too, because his performance of Roddy Ricch was good, but like him and Dua's energy was just, it was amazing. I felt like I was right there, and they had that point where they were like, and I was just like right there with them, you know? I was right there with them. I felt like it. I was vibing, bro. It was so much fun. They killed it. Her outfits were amazing. Even in the beginning when she like was just standing there and singing, she was a little conservative, you know, she was super covered up, but she kept just kind of doing this hand thing with the mic, and just, she wasn't moving, but she was
Still moving. You know what I mean?
it was just great. Like, Dua Lipa is definitely a performer. I cannot wait to see more of her performances. I've never really recognized her super big as an artist. Like, I love her music. I jam to it super hard. You know, her and Miley's whole Prisoner song is one of my favorites on Miley's album, which is like my favorite album ever. So I do see Dua Lipa, but like this, like, I see her now, and she's like up there with like one of my top few artists now, and I'm gonna dive right into her. So that's how I feel about her. She did amazing, and she was my #1 performance. I think she did incredible. So great job, Dua. You got my #1. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap up that list one more time for you. #1, I have Dua Lipa. #2 is gonna go to Doja Cat. #3 is gonna be DaBaby. #4, Lil Baby. #5, we're gonna give it to Meg the Stallion. #6, going to Harry Styles. #7, Marin Morris. #8 is gonna be to my man Post Malone. #9 is going to BTS, and then #10, Cardi B. Let me know what you guys think about this list. If you agree, disagree. This is gonna be a little shaky, and I hope they just get better with time. So if you like what you saw, like and subscribe. That's a thing people say, so I feel like I should end my video with that. But I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will be back here to talk about The Bachelor. All right, have a wonderful evening, y'all. Thanks for watching.